Good evening, everybody. I hope and trust I find you all well on this eve of summer solstice, which is tomorrow, the 21st, so we're on the cusp. And Sue, I'm just going to see if my live is up. And maybe Facebook has... No, they still haven't changed their where I have the ability to make a live on Facebook land, private or to everybody. And it's it's like I have this philosophy: if something's not broken, or don't change it. If it works, and to give me and other people the ability to make their live stream public, because everything I do is public, and to take this away during my live on Facebook land is very, very sad, but it is what it is. So happy Friday, everybody, as well. I had a bit of a busy day, and just sitting here just being, which I do a lot of, and just got this urge to come on here. Yeah. So let's see where we go. started out one way and went another way. Went, okay, we just go for a ride. Uh, uh, yeah. The amount of trusting in myself in the last, especially the last year. Some of you guys have been with me for a while, some of you haven't. Some of you guys are just finding me. Is I only started using a looper 4 years ago, and this amazing tool opened me up to a part of me that didn't have a way to express itself. And these last 4 years is me learning how to sort of use a looper. I don't even use it. A fraction of what this thing can do, right? It's just that. But to figure out what I've figured out, but 2 years ago, I embodied this, that I am. And I stepped into a level that was like really learning to trust myself. And this is what unfolds today. This is 2 years of this, and it's 4 years of using a looper. It's just amazing. Hello, Elizabeth. How you doing, sister? Yeah. A friend of mine, which is here right now, Elizabeth. What, a week ago, I think it was. I can't remember what state you live in the States. But anyway, somebody decided to put a couple shots into their house and the car and everything, and then really hit the next door neighbor big time. And like, it's just devastating to have that kind of event happen to anyone. And but when you know somebody, it's a different feeling you have. So if I remember correctly, they're going to be selling their house, and they're going to buy another place. Yeah, I don't blame them. I wouldn't feel very safe or comfortable myself. So anyway, blessings to you, Elizabeth, and your family, and so let's see where we go. So it must be a different Elizabeth. And that, so my apologies for that to Elizabeth in Australia. And yeah, so there's two you guys. Definitely not the last name. Not the same last name, that is. Yeah, I'm gonna have, yeah, I've done this one. It's coming to me right now. Here we go. Wow, that was fun. Just so you guys all know what I was doing there. Every time I go to play, I have a Zoom H5 recorder, which is, just give me a second, I'm going to take this out of this little mount. Try to bring this over here. This is what it looks like. And I have it going directly from my mixer into my Zoom H5 recorder. And my SD card was filled. I looked up and oh shit, and so that's why I did what I did. And yeah, it was, wasn't it, Jen? And just so you guys know, I got my Zoom H5 recorder after I ordered my looper. And so it's been like 3.5 years, roughly, of having the Zoom H5 recorder. So whenever I go to play, I always have that going. There's moments that are just absolutely mind-blowing, and I capture them. And I'm so grateful. And this, what I just put in there is my 41st SD card. The Zoom H5 can only take a 32 gig. So this is, I just put in my 41st SD card at 32 gigs. Yep. And what I also do, just to give you guys an idea, all these pages, I record every time I go on the date, the numbers on the Zoom recorder, and I always express if it's epic or there's a new song or something that happens in the moment. And so yeah. Yep. And hello, Tracy from Indiana. Sweet. Yeah, I'm so grateful for all the music that has touched my life, my life over the years. And it's magical. There's no other word for it. So, by the way, if you like what I do, please feel free to share it out. And I also want to thank YouTube very, very much. In the last 3 or 4 lives, they've been recommending my lives to people. And so people are finding me, and I'm so grateful for YouTube for doing that, because the only reason why I know it is because people tell me, yeah, YouTube recommended you. I'm so glad I listened. And I'm like, cool. That's how come I know what I know. So let's see where we go. Okay, GNC. Yeah, I struggle with that myself, brother. And I think we're coming to the understanding, and I'm going to say the word understanding is just a part of who we are. Because what happens is the more that I'm going to say the word resist, but that's not meant as a put down. Anybody on the spiritual path understands that. And there's, I know you're not friends with me on Facebook land. If you want to become friends with me in Facebook land, I put a lot of memes up, a lot of memes. And somebody I actually met, she's actually from Australia, and I had the pleasure last summer to meet her, and she just, I like her. Her name is Morgan Lee, and you can find her on Facebook as well. She described exactly what I was feeling within me, and because I'm not good at articulating, some things, but she spoke the words that resonated with me. And what I'm looking for right now is there it is. She posted this on her timeline a couple days ago, and I took a screenshot of this part. And yeah, so if you want to become friends with me on Facebook, make sure you send me a message so I know it's you, because I don't think you'll be using G and C on Facebook. So just let me know it's you, and then I'll accept you. All my stuff is public. But this is what I want everybody to do if you're up to this, because we hold on to things not intentionally, but we do hold on to things. We all have trauma. I know I have my stories around trauma, and this journey that we're on is continuous. There's no, got it done. I thought that, I was in counseling from 96 until 2001, I think it was. And I knew that part of my journey was over, and I thought, okay, I had it, but I could feel something inside that there was still a part of me that was missing. But anyway, so again, spirit, it's like when you think you got something, you keep on finding out there's more there. And so I'm going to ask everybody, only if you want to, and I'm going to suggest you say this out loud. I'm going to read this very slow. My friend, her name is Morgan Lee. Her website is zeropoint.com. I channeled her song, and it's called Zero Point, shortly after I moved in here. Anyway, so this is what she says. Because she herself was struggling, and she said this out loud, and below, channeled, gifted from my higher self. So I want you guys to say this out loud. Oops, get out of there. I accept, allow, honor, value, trust, respect, forgive, love, believe, receive, release, surrender, command, am grateful, am free, and accept full responsibility for all energies associated with these current feelings and emotions. All resistance, all attachments, all judgment, all projection, cover all dimensions are pure love. Thank you, and it is done. And in my screenshot, this is what she wrote after, because this is my screenshot here. She goes, 12 minutes later, I was no longer drowning and surrounding in my own seemingly real crap, but it has shrunk down to something I can now observe. A new little spark of light, and I had some level of balance again, even without the answers just yet. Yeah, she whenever she gets guidance from higher spirit, she does a write-up. She's a beautiful writer, and you're absolutely right. And those words, because, and I read her post, and I just said these words out loud as I said them, and it helped me. And I just want to share that with you guys. And thanks for letting me know, GNC, that you're struggling and getting guidance to share that. I haven't posted this on my Facebook page yet. And also Facebook not doubles up, it goes to Instagram as well. So, on Instagram, I'm under Soulful Guitarist Ernestine, the same as my YouTube channel. On my personal page on Facebook, it's Ernestine Day. That is my last name. I put a lot of memes up, and yeah, and there's a lot of power in when we speak our truth out loud, or anything to release, because if we can say it in our minds, but there's a vibration when we speak it out loud that really just comes to home within ourselves. The power of that. And I hope that this helped whoever wanted to say it out loud with me. So, if you want to find Morgan Lee, you can find her on Facebook. I don't know if she has a YouTube channel. If she did, it'd be under 0 Point. And her name is Morgan Lee. She just, because there's nothing harder than a light worker and an angelic person, very highly sensitive like myself. I'm a bit of a hermit. I'm a true introvert. And I don't associate people because I don't know how to play their game. And I don't want to change who I am just to try to fit in. I don't need to fit in anywhere, but I need to fit in for myself, within myself, for myself. Yeah. So everybody, on that note, happy Friday. And have a good weekend. I'm not sure when I'm going to be on here next. I just seen your comments here. Yeah, Jen. And that, because I had to go off my screen on my phone. Because usually, this is really weird. Facebook is just weird shit. Because I usually am able to see Facebook and YouTube, or who's ever on here, your comments. But Facebook hasn't been coming up. But it's, I have to use my phone. I'm able to see people on Facebook, but they're saying, exactly, and becoming. Very well said. So you guys, on that note, hugs and loves, and I'll see you guys all soon.